Hello and welcome to today's stream. We're going to be talking about, do you have a dark side, and have you embraced this dark side, the fact that you have one? Because I feel like this is a very important thing for a lot of people to recognize that they have and to deal with. So let's jump right into that. Welcome back to thoughtraid, a show where we take on thoughts and find better ways of thinking about them. I'm Brandon, and with me today is both Dan and Axeman. And I think you should be able to hear them. I think we're in a place...
Hello,
yes.
I am Dan.
Yes.
I am not Axeman.
Hello, I am Axeman and not Dan.
We need to be very specific about these things. Also, for some reason, it is showing one thing, but it is not showing the other. Wait, I think that should take care of that. There we go.
I think you guys are coming along on a journey with me today. I see my own feed
For
but
briefly.
it's super slow.
Yeah, I know. Let me get some music playing in here that's probably a little less than 30%. There we go. That way I can hear stuff but not be overpowered by it. I think the dark side is your custom settings in your Minecraft world. Yeah, that's definitely the dark side. Anyways,
Everyone has a dark side. Mine is increasing the stack size.
mine is trying to figure out why I cannot find my mouse. Anyways,
It's probably on your desk.
it's somewhere. I think we'll be fine. I hope it'll be fine. Otherwise, I can't see where I'm pointing to. I still can't really see where I'm pointing to. This is not great. At least I have the crossfire angle thing. I don't know. Anyways,
I see your I see your mouse on the stream right now.
well, yeah, but watch this. Oh, actually, never mind. You will be able to see it, but I can't see it.
Oh.
So you can see my
seems
my
like a
mouse
flaw.
there. Right, you can see my mouse there. I can't. I have no idea.
Design flaw.
Well, it only happens once in a while, and I don't know what the cause is. Anyways, welcome to today's stream. I've got, like I said, I got Dan, I got Axe with me. We're going to be continuing to play in our Minecraft server, continuing to build this world from the ground up. Well, not from the ground up. We actually have a ground to build on, so that's a bit exaggerant.
Zap, who says that stack sizes aren't meant to be above 64?
The limits were made to be broken.
They were made to be broken, exactly.
And this is one of those limits that just was not meant to be.
Yes.
But anyways, we're building. The first couple of episodes, Dan and I were looking for the promised land to start building, which is always a must.
I think that was only one episode. I think we only spent an episode doing that.
Well, but I meant like a couple episodes ago we were doing that, and now
Yeah.
now we have found a good place to build. Guess my
We found a
patience
good-
is a limit you're determined to break. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm not gonna lie with you. That is definitely something I'm determined to break.
You can't make it so fun.
Yeah.
You get triggered so easily with the stack size, and I mean, you know.
And of course the limits
No
then have to be
promises.
pushed by that point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Pretzel is now actually letting everyone know on Twitch whatever we're broadcasting when it comes to music, so if you're ever curious, you can look on the Twitch chat and it'll tell you we're playing this song. So that's fun.
Oh wow, that's actually really cool.
Yeah! So you can actually click the link and it'll take you, I think, to wherever it is on Pretzel specifically. But yeah, so we found the land. I don't know what Dan's building over there. What are you building
Here
over there?
at the land. Cut to my. Oh wait, I just fell off my wall.
Well, let me cut to that when you're not falling off your wall, I guess.
I'm good. I mean, I didn't fall that far. Yeah, I don't know. I'm building a treehouse.
It looks more like a
Oh
platform.
gosh. Well, you know,
I'm hoping it's a prison. Wow, Zach.
I might make, maybe I'll make a dungeon at some point
All right.
for Brandon. Dungeons and Brandons.
Dungeons and Brandons. Better be a prison, Dan. Wow. I'm glad you think so little of my... What do we got here? 73 stack of acacia wood. Trees. Saplings.
Oh, he thinks a lot about it. That's the problem. No, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this because I'm not like in the line of fire. But Zap, I was really the one that told Brandon, "Hey, there's this mod out here that lets you increase the stack size. We should add it." I was the catalyst for that sin.
He says, I have 193 cobblestone. And he's just all in caps. Yeah, I do. Have 100. It's actually, technically, it's 189. Gotta get it correct, alright? Don't get this twisted.
Well, maybe you had 190. Did you use some recently?
Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm constantly using something in my inventory. Oh.
Constantly using the grobble stone.
Yes. The grobble stone is definitely something I like to use a lot. But anyways.
I love grobbling.
Yes.
Axeman, what are you building? Are you going to build anything fun?
I don't know yet. I'm not a big builder.
Okay.
I'm a doer.
A doer?
I am. I found out the land sort of on the top of that little mound thing. Like, you might be able to see me over here.
Oh.
I'm gonna make something.
I don't
Okay,
see.
there
There you are. Okay, yeah. So here.
Yeah. I mean, I have grand plans. I don't know if they're going to turn out, but I got them.
X-Men, you might need to make a prison for now. 2 now. Dan is a partner in crime.
Oh, I'm the instigator of the crime. Brandon was just the
Participant.
Yeah, the one who pulled it off. But I was the mastermind.
Don't worry, I'll make a courthouse so then we can have a trial.
Oh my god. This whole trial. Wow.
That'd be amazing.
But anyways, I feel like jumping into the topic a little faster than usual this time. Just gonna just ease right in. So
On your mind.
this is definitely on my mind so a little context. So the topic today is about the topic's about have you come to terms with your dark side? Like, because everyone has a dark side. Mine is having stacks of 199 sticks right now. And without repenting about it. But everyone has a dark side, and I think a part of growth is accepting that you have one, and examining it wherever it may be, and like really kind of like not being afraid to talk about that dark side with people. And this is something that I am presently like experiencing, like very recently experiencing again. Actually, I've done it before, but I'm doing it again. And it's something that's on my mind because I just recently watched a video describing an actual fairy tale that goes into the whole topic about facing your dark side. And it was a very... how to put it? Definitely interesting is one word to describe it, but I think another one is a very moving story, I'd say. And so I don't know. I want to go over. I don't want to go over the story because it's a really good story, but I might end up doing that anyways because content. But it would be a digested of what I watch, which is also a digested of what that person read. So it's like a version of a version to it. But the concept, okay, is that everyone has a shadow. And,
Sure.
you know, your shadow is attached to you. You can't really get away from it. You know, unless you're just the light itself, you're somewhere, somehow, beneath you, beside you, around you, is your shadow. And it's representative of, you know, literally, like, whatever the matter of your body prevents light from going through, but in a metaphorical sense, it's that dark part of you that's always following you wherever you go. And this is, like, an interesting thing to me, because, like I said, it's something that I'm kind of going through again, of, like, examining dark parts of myself, because sometimes some of the dark parts of me is not as dark as I think they are. Sometimes they are. But regardless, for me, I guess sometimes my shadow is something that I'm kind of scared of, because I don't know what it would mean, because I feel like it's mired in rejection, and the anxiety that comes along with that. Or what could this mean about me? Am I just permanently screwed because I have this dark side of myself, you know, and there is no redemption?
Yeah.
So that it's been
permanently screwed.
I'm just permanently screwed.
Just the terminology there hit me.
But that's how it feels before I actually examine this dark thing that I don't want to talk about, because I'm concerned about how people are going to view it and what kind of judgment would be brought upon me for it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I understand that. I understand that feeling, you know, of being afraid of it. I think that it is a pretty common thing. So, like, there's I guess I would say a balance between, I don't know, excuse me, accepting it and embracing it. You know, those are different things.
Right.
Everyone's got stuff. So dark side, maybe we should even talk about a little bit more about what that means. I think, like, at a, you know, like an easy way to kind of get the ball rolling on getting an understanding of what does that mean. Like, everyone feels things like selfishness sometimes. Everyone feels envy. Everyone feels like these things that are not good for. They're not like healthy, helpful things in life. And sometimes people, you know, I mean, there's different people have different things that they feel, but sometimes, you know, you can feel like rage, you know, you can feel like tempted to be violent. You can feel those kinds of things. So that dark side can encompass all of those things. It's like things that you know that you shouldn't and don't want to give into, but you feel sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's those impulses that we have that are kind of, like you said, unhealthy. Mm-hmm. But they're there, and they're very much so a part of us. And so that, I think that's a good way of describing it, is whatever desires we have, we know are not good for us, but then we have the option to acknowledge that they exist or ignore that they're there entirely. I think I found Brandon's dark side. Whenever he's not talking, he looks slightly annoyed. Whenever what? What?
Are you annoyed with me?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, it worked. Good.
Oh, you fixed the nighttime situation.
Yes.
Kind of. I had to go to bed like 3 times for it to work, but it finally did.
The night finally was like, I'm done. I'm done. You can have daytime now.
I was like laying in bed several times and then just laying there and laying there and laying there. Anyway.
But yeah, so defining it, it's dark desires that you have within you.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they don't go away. It's not like if you pretend that they don't exist, they don't exist. They do exist, and you could probably ignore them for a time, and they kind of go away for a time, but they come back. So, I guess I have to go into the story. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm gonna go into the story because I feel like this brings also kind of good context.
I don't know why you're apologizing to me. I'm not. I don't have a problem with you.
Look, I need you to be bothered by this, okay?
Brandon, come on, Brandon.
Brandon. Anyways, so the story, it's a modern fairy tale, okay? Story takes place following this guy who's going on a trip. I don't know if it's a vacation or he's just moving to this location. I'm not sure. Either way, you'll have to read it for yourself, okay? Deal with it, all right? But anyways, the guy goes to this place. It's a land
I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it that much.
I'm not going to talk about it that well, more specifically. So the land is very bright that he goes to. Apparently, like, he was enticed to this place. Everyone was talking great about it. He goes there. It's very bright. It's oppressively hot. It's a desert, essentially. And the place is so bright that his own shadow disappears in all the light that's there. But it's so bright, he has to find shelter. He gets shelter. He goes to this place that he's staying, and even inside, it's like oppressively hot. But when he gets inside, you know, he's able to like relax a little bit, especially as the sun begins to go down. And immediately, the writer of this story begins to personify his shadow, and describes like the shadow itself has an opportunity to just stretch its limbs and relax and grow in the night, as the night sets in. And what they notice, what the things that the story begins to unfold, is that as nighttime happens, the whole place that he's come to vacation or rest or whatever starts to light up. Like, people start to like exit their house and have fun and go places and do things. And so he's in this place that he's at, this house, apartment. I still don't remember those exact details, sadly. And he's there, and he's staying inside. He's there to write. Like, his goal is he's trying to write stories about things and study things that are good and pure and, I guess, righteous, all right? So,
yes.
As he's doing this, he looks out his window, and there's this apartment that's on the other side, some house, and the door is open, and he noticed this place before it became nighttime, and all throughout the day and now into the night, the door is open, and he swears there's this music coming in from the house through the door, coming wafting till he hears it. And at nighttime, he sees this visage of this beautiful woman over there in the house, even though it's not entirely certain if there's actually someone that's there or not. But he sees this woman there. It's beautiful to her, and he sees her for a moment, and then she's gone. And as nighttime has progressed, the candle or whatever he's using to see what he's doing is casting his shadow, and his shadow is stretched all the way through his window to the doorstep of this house where this woman supposedly exists. And as he sees his shadow over there, he muses, and he's like, he tells his shadow, you know, you should go see if you can find who's in that house. You know, and just go off and find him, you know, thinking like, you know, haha, I'm talking to my shadow, you know, no big deal, nothing's gonna happen. Well, something did happen, and his shadow disconnects from him and just goes into the house. So now his shadow, he doesn't have a shadow. His shadow is now in this house, and he doesn't really notice at this time until the next day, when he wakes up, and yeah, the shadow has left the chat. He wakes up, and he realizes, suddenly, he doesn't have a shadow anymore. And he was like, okay, what happened? Where did my shadow go? And his shadow is not returning to him. So he goes back to his job, and surprisingly, he's not too distraught over the fact that he doesn't have a shadow, even though he's got light going on, and there should be a shadow. He's not bothered by this for whatever reason. And, he has to wait for a new shadow to form around him or in front of him or whatever with the lighting that he has in the room. And with time, he gets this new, different shadow. But after a while, he's starting to get tired. He's starting to, like, lose a little bit of his excitement of what he was trying to work on and write on. And about this time, his shadow returns. All of a sudden, and this time his shadow has been kind of personified and is separate from him in a way. It looks nicer than him. He came in kind of like raggedy, you know, a man trying to get along with life, but you know, life is hard. But his shadow now has come back, and his shadow has, like, he's decked nicely, he's got a nice hat, dressed well. It's definitely weird that his shadow has returned to him in a better state than he's in. And so his shadow begins to relay to him this story of the time that he went to this woman's house and the things that he learned. And he ended up, you know, relaying that, you know, he found out that, like, you know, there was this whole library that was in this house of knowledge, and he began to read it, but he could only go to certain places because otherwise the light would destroy him. And he realized this shadow realized he couldn't go certain places, otherwise he'd be gone. But he was spent that time there learning and becoming more human in the process. But as he became more human, the shadow began to get this idea, okay, I'm going to use this knowledge, this personification, to begin swindling people, to begin blaming, like putting, like stealing something from one person, putting it in the pockets of another person, blaming that person as they stole something, when in reality it was the shadow himself that did that. And over time, with these schemes that he was doing, he became rich, and he was telling these things to his master, the guy who created the shadow in the first place, on the condition that he told no one else about the escapades that he was doing. And so the guy who had the shadow decided, all right, I'm not going to tell a soul about what you did, and he let the shadow go. And so some more time passed, and he's still without his original shadow, and he's getting more and more depressed as this is going on. And he's still trying to write and read about things that are good and pure and righteous, but it's just no one is interested in the things that he's writing about, and he can't make any money. You're gonna take a second to take the flute for a walk. Okay, well, have fun doing that. So he's not making any money with what he's doing. He's becoming starved. And at about this time, his shadow shows back up. And this time his shadow is even more grand and fat. So the shadow is definitely, you know, changed from his original actual shape through all of this. And the shadow is like, all right, I see that you're not doing so good. I feel bad for you. Allow me to, you know, take you to a place where we can get you fed, you know, you can relax, everything's gonna be okay, I'll take care of you. So he allows his shadow to do that, but again, there's a new condition that the shadow puts out in front of the man. He's like, you can do this, however, I need you to follow me constantly like you're my shadow. Because the shadow himself doesn't have a shadow of his own. So he wants this man, who is now starved, who ain't doing so hot, to follow him, the shadow, his own shadow around like he himself is the shadow. So he agrees to do that, and the shadow does exactly what he says he's gonna do. He finds him, he gets some food, he gets some, you know, nice pampering and everything, and in the process of that, all of a sudden, this rich, perceptive princess shows up of sorts. And the princess, she's smart, she knows what she's seeing, she knows something is off here. Because because she notices that the shadow himself doesn't have an actual literal shadow. He's like, well, that's strange. Why doesn't this shadow not have a shadow, essentially? Or why does this person who looks more like a human not have a shadow? And this now very personified shadow is like, look, I'm so rich, I'm so good, I was able to actually buy and create my own shadow. And he's like referencing to the man who actually produced the shadow in the first place. And so she's like, okay,
identity theft is not our joke, Jim.
So he's now beginning to pass off to this woman whom he's trying to impress that he's the real guy and the master, his own master, is the actual shadow. And to be fair, by this point, the actual man, he's diminished. He's starting to look like more of a shadow himself because he's not doing well, his stuff is not selling, he's hungry, and now his shadow is pawning him off. and but the thing is, he is bound to his shadow to not say a word and to pretend that he himself is the shadow of his shadow. And so he's being pawned off in the moment, but the woman is still smart, so she begins asking all these questions to the shadow, like, okay, well, what about this? What about that? And since the shadow had been stalking her and knew all the questions to be, like, all the answers to her questions, he's passing them pretty good. But when it comes to her being curious about, well, what about things that are pure? What about things that are good and righteous? The shadow can't answer those things. So instead, the shadow's like, well, look, I have been training my shadow to be this, I've been pouring all of my knowledge and wisdom into this shadow version of myself, the master, in all actuality. Let him speak. I'll have him speak for me so you can see just how good person I am. And so, lo and behold, of course, the master of the shadow, the actual guy, is able to talk about the pure and good and righteous things to this woman and convince her that, wait, maybe the shadow is actually the real deal, not the master who has been forced to, live in subjection to his shadow. And so she gets fooled and she decides to accept this shadow as her husband, and they get married. And so now this is going on, and the shadow then turns back to his master and is like, look, I'm going to continue to take care of you. I just want you, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure you're fed. I'll make sure you have everything that you ever wanted. All you got to do now is essentially just kind of essentially permanently become my own shadow now. And when, I'm not out in public, essentially, you can do whatever you want, but when I am in public, you gotta continuously follow me around, and you have to, it's every specific amount of time, lay down at my feet, and, really, play into the role of being my shadow. And at this point, the man is like, no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not going to, be your 100% shadow in all things. This is not acceptable. And so by this point, however, the actual shadow had gained so much wealth, so much affluence, and the trust of this woman that he ends up telling the woman, oh, look, my shadow has turned evil. I need you to have this executed taken care of, done away with, because he's no longer good. And her buying the shadow hook, line, and sinker ends up having him thrown away into prison and having him executed. The real person, the original source of the shadow, thrown away and permanently killed. While the shadow ends up taking the money, taking the wife, taking everything. And that's pretty much how the story ends.
Yikes.
And so I was just like, oh my god, this is so interesting. And so from that point, the guy who was talking and commentating about the story begins to explain it.
They did not eject the imposter.
Nope, the imposter won. And it was so interesting kind of hearing about that, because in the end, the man who was not willing to like talk about his shadow or face up to his shadow ended up becoming the shadow permanently, like losing his whole entire
his life.
All of his goodness, all the things that he cared about most got snuffed out because he was not willing to face the shadow, and it got so big that he was now permanently the shadow. There was no vestigials left of anything good and righteous and pure. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You sound like you were going to say something.
That's a fascinating story.
Yeah. So it hit me. This whole story, it hit me because that's something I've been having to do again. Like, there's some stuff that we have talked about that I have dealt with that I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. This is gross. I don't like this about me. And I didn't talk about it for the longest time because I was scared, essentially, of being rejected. That you would be like, well, you're gross. I want nothing to do with you, Brandon. And this is actually, I guess what I'm going through now, I've been talking about, is the second time you've been there for me talking about this shadow of myself. Like, you were there now for both major times of me talking about this.
Yeah.
But facing that and talking about it with you and the rest of the accountability group really was the thing that kind of broke a whole bondage off of me, honestly, I think. And helped me look at things in a way that I was too scared to look at otherwise, and not be scared as I was, like, examining it.
Yeah, it's like that stuff, the shadow, that stuff that you're ashamed of, that stuff that you don't like about yourself. It's almost like just in life, it kind of becomes more powerful, stronger, bigger. The longer you try ignoring it, the longer you don't stare it in the face, you know? And when I say stare it in the face, I mean, you know, expose it, talk about it to people that you're close with, that you trust. You know,
Have we lost you? First I thought it was a long pause, but now I don't hear you saying anything.
you don't hear me?
I heard you and then you went out. Like, I can see your feed was moving, but I think you're going in and out suddenly. Oh no! But I guess you can hear me. I don't know if it's a Discord thing or something else. Hold on. Oh, now I hear you again. I hear you typing.
Hello?
Yep,
Nope.
there you are.
I don't know what happened. Oh, connection reset. I think maybe my internet went down for a second.
It might be what it is. I think that's what it is.
Because Minecraft wasn't responding to me either. Well, I was on a roll, and then all of a sudden I heard you be like, hello? I don't know if you were talking. I was like, what?
No!
Well, I don't know what the last thing you heard is, so I'll try to...
From the top to be safe.
Sure. So, basically what I was saying is that your shadow, which is like everything that you're ashamed of, everything that you don't like about yourself, the stuff that you know isn't good, that stuff that you try to ignore, it kind of like, it's almost like it gains power the more you ignore it, the more you don't look at it, which is what that story was kind of saying, right?
Yeah.
And by not looking at it, what I mean there is a huge part of that is acknowledging it yourself, acknowledging that it's there, even if you don't want it to be, it's there. And another big part of that is talking to people that you can trust about the things that you're ashamed of. So that's how you stare it in the face. And when you do, it loses a lot of its power. It starts shrinking, but it's like there's no middle ground almost. You know, the more you ignore it, the bigger it gets. The more you stare at it, the smaller it gets.
Yeah, but I think there was a even bigger thing that I was kind of noticing in that story, and it's something that they kind of talked about. Like, I think a part of dealing with your shadow is going, like, exploring down the road your shadow is going. Like, that's the first thing that the person didn't do, is that he wanted to go out there and just see that woman there, but he didn't do it. He instead enticed his shadow to do that, which his shadow gladly did, and he gained knowledge. Now, not saying that, like, if you feel an impulse to do something that is dangerous, bad, sinful, whatever, that you just go ahead and do that thing. But I think what I am noticing and seeing here is that, like, for you to even know what the darkness is in the first place, you have to know where it's pulling towards.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't have the right words for this. Examine is the word that I'm thinking of, but it's not quite the right words I'm trying to pull for here.
Explore, maybe?
Well, yeah, but, like, even then, I'm not sure if that's what I'm trying to say in this moment, to explore it, but at the same time, it is relevant, though. Let me see. I feel like I'd be able to best explain this through example.
Okay.
So, I think, like, for instance, let's say you are, let me make this, like, real, but, like, slightly off tangent, but still real. So, like, let's say, okay. So, let's say you're a married person, and you have an attraction for someone other than your wife, as an example. I feel like part of overcoming that shadow is to look into what is it that I'm specifically wanting from this other woman. Like, what, oh no, I'm having phantoms. Oh god, it's a lot of phantoms. Hello. Ow! I'm all of a sudden being attacked by 4 phantoms. Not the time!
You're an insomniac.
Not the time! Die! Not the time! Come here, let me deal with you. I feel like first you have to recognize that you are being drawn towards another woman. Or man if you're a woman. Like, that's the first step. Second step, once you have acknowledged that, is, like, exploring that feeling and figuring out what is it that you're being drawn to this person for in the first place. Because it's very likely that there's a need that's not being met, or there's some kind of fear that's not being faced, or something that you're getting from that other person. Maybe it's adrenaline or something that you miss. Either way, there's something that's drawing you to someone that you should not be pursuing, being a married person. And so, like, taking the time to really examine that desire, I think, is an important step. Yeah, examining the shadow.
Right, yeah. Examine it, look at it, don't be afraid to look at it, and look at it with people that you trust. All of those things I think are very important, because they end up pointing you, like, I think what you said is good, like, getting more specific in how to examine it. Ask yourself questions like, what is it about this, whatever, this part of the shadow? What is it about this that I could learn from, I guess? Like, is this a sign that I am having an unmet need? Instead of You know, examining and exploring doesn't mean like going out. If I feel attracted to someone that isn't my wife, it doesn't mean go out and cheat.
Right.
It means examine it. It means look at it and figure out. Don't be afraid to ask questions about why it's there,
right?
And what it could mean,
right? Because like I feel like it's scary to initially accept the fact that you are being pulled in an unhealthy direction, but then it also is scary to like figure out why am I being pulled in that direction too. But you still have to do that just as much, because what if? Because I think this could be scary because it's like, well, what if the thing that I've been trying to avoid this whole time is actually something? Because, like, okay, like, for instance, like, for me, a little bit of my background, and I've talked about this in previous thought raids, I've dealt with homosexuality, like, temptations towards that, I've dealt with it since I was a little kid. And I've never accepted it as right. I've always fought those desires. But in the process of what I've been going through, as I've been resisting sexual temptation and kind of working to live pure and well, there's been times where I've had to ask myself the question, is homosexuality truly a sin? Which is a very scary question for me to ask after spending a lot of time being convinced that it's not. That it is a sin, that it is a sin. I've had to ask that question, I've had to examine that, I've had to examine what does the research say or whatever about this. And I've had to look at that, and I've had to look at the desires that I've had to just give in to the desire of homosexuality. Like going into a homosexual relationship. And that's like a form of facing your shadow that's there. To understand where does the shadow begin and where does the shadow end also.
I think you just said something that is really helpful too. When you're facing the shadow and exploring, but more like examining, I guess. When you're examining the shadow, you gotta remember that you can distinguish between like who you really are and who the shadow is, and like part of it is accepting that you have dark desires, but that you don't have to. Those dark desires don't have to define who you are.
Right. That's something.
So if I have desires to like beat people up, or kill people, which I mean, some people actually have that kind of a rage as part of their shadow, like fantasizing about killing people.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yes, those are things that you feel, and no, you shouldn't just try to stuff them and ignore them because that's not going to work.
Right.
But you don't have to accept them as part of your core identity and like act like, oh, that's just who I am, because that's kind of well, it's not good.
Right.
You don't want to kill people.
Right. So I've definitely had to like examine that, and it's always been good every time that I've examined that.
Yeah.
And I fear that it will lead into what if it's actually right. But it never does. It keeps coming back to, no, there's always some other dysfunction that has led you in that direction. But I still have to periodically take a moment to re-examine that and look at that. Because you get hit, the shadow can get pretty big. Mm-hmm. And it can hit pretty hard. Right, ignore it. Right. If you don't examine it, it will just continue to grow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's interesting because it grows in times of darkness. It grows in times where also no one's looking.
Yeah.
So
you.
Yeah. So yeah. That's why
It's like the weeping angels.
every time you don't examine it, it moves.
Yeah, every time you stop looking at it.
I have a love-hate relationship with those weeping angels. I love the concept. I would hate to be in the presence of one.
Yeah.
It was bad enough. This wasn't that scary for me, but it was still funny when I was in Pennsylvania a couple years ago, and I was revisiting some ancestors' graves, and there was this big weeping angel gravestone. It's just
Boy.
oh, that's yeah, wow. I took a picture of it. I'll have to share it one day.
Brendan, you shouldn't have done that. Any image of a weeping angel is itself a weeping angel.
Oh God, I made a grave error. It's gonna come out of my phone and it's gonna snap my neck.
Yep. Sorry.
Dang it.
It's just what happens now.
Wow, I gotta watch that again. I haven't watched Doctor Who in a while because of the fact that it's not on Netflix anymore.
Oh yeah, I've watched it here and there. I watched through all of Peter
Capaldi.
That one, the 12th Doctor. I watched through all of that, and that was pretty good. I started watching through the 13th, which I can't remember her name. And I just kind of like, I think I got tired of the bad production value. Like it's not, it's and sometimes the script is clunky and sometimes it's great and,
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, we get HBO Max with our internet, so I
that's
could
nice.
share that information with you, and you'd be able to create a profile and watch Doctor Who and all kinds of fun stuff.
Are there shows like The Nanny and Golden Girls on that?
I have no idea.
It has been a long time since I've watched those two, and I miss them. That was my show. My parents would watch those two shows, and then I would watch it with them, and I loved that. Good times.
I do have a confession to make.
What is your confession?
What's that?
I've never seen Doctor Who before.
Oh no!
Wow. We're gonna have to take away your nerd badge.
I mean, I kind of don't want it, so you can have it.
Oh wow!
You don't want it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, oof. Well, in that case.
In that case, you're stuck with it, buddy.
Oh gosh. I need.
Brandon, you actually introduced me to Doctor Who. You were the one that sat me down, and I think you started with the 11th Doctor. I think
That makes sense. Ow.
But isn't your favorite your favorite's the 10th though, isn't? Or am I misremembering?
Yeah, no, I think I enjoyed him and his
Tennant.
arc, the most.
So
I
how
do
come you
enjoy
started with
I do
11
enjoy
for me?
Matt, yeah. Well, I think I started with 11 because it was newer, and I think I had, like, I don't know if, like, I was thinking like you probably wouldn't enjoy the older style as much, so you probably like the newer style a little bit better, something to that
Yeah.
degree.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I've tried to go back and watch Tennant, David Tennant, and he's no problem with him. It's just, man, the British television. It's like they're trying. I don't know what it is, because I've seen some other British shows though that have great production value. It's just like Doctor Who is just so. It's not good sometimes. Like the CG effects and stuff. It's like, oof. And the biggest thing that got me was like there was this arc where one of the main enemies, recurring enemies, the what are those trash can things?
Oh, the Daleks.
Daleks. Yeah, they were like rebirthing themselves. They were like, going through whatever. They had this upgrade something, and they were going to upgrade themselves. And I was like, oh, finally, like a chance to get rid of this terrible, terrible aesthetic, that's just obviously like a friggin' like they're just holding like an actual whisk and a plunger and like it's stuck to an upside down trash can. And I'm not making that. I'm not exaggerating.
No, I know you're not.
And I'm sure that was done to like limitations back in the old Doctor Who days, like 30, 40, 50 years ago. And they had a chance to redo it and make it like, oh wow, like, you know, nice. And they didn't. They just made them bigger. Still have the plunger, still has the whisk. Just like, guys, come on.
How are you time-traveling scourges of reality?
Right.
What are you gonna say?
Oh, I just found diamonds. No, it was, I feel like, 'cause I don't know the show, but like based on what you're describing to me, I feel like that might be just like a nod to like old sci-fi aesthetic in general.
There's a nostalgia factor, I'm sure, but I'm just like, you guys know that, like, that's not how things work, though. Like, things can move forward and be okay.
Listen, if you came at me with a plunger, I would be scared.
If a trash can rolled at you with a whisk and a plunger, I could see how that would be scary.
Rolls with
Like
evil
in-
intent.
No.
Not today. No! No! Not the garbage.
Anyway, I need to remind me off stream. I'll give you the login info so you can watch HBO Max.
All right. Oh gosh, I'm thinking exclusively about my stomach in this exact moment because I am hungry.
Yeah.
I
didn't
had
get a chance to eat before stream.
No.
I'm like kind of munching right now.
I had lunch and that was it. I literally had lunch and that was it. No breakfast. Lunch.
Yeah.
That
It's
was
the best way to live.
No, I like
Who wants to wake up early though?
I like to have a large I can make a large breakfast in the span of 10 minutes and not have to do anything except put it in the oven and the toaster oven and that is it. Ask Dan. Dan knows. He lived with me.
Yeah. You've got it down to a science.
I do.
The routine of breakfast.
Yep.
Honestly, Axeman, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day.
The most important meal of the day. Serving it up
What?
Gary's way.
What?
The SpongeBob, sorry.
Oh, okay. People say that, and I don't know if it's true or if it's like if it's just something that people say, and like science has disproven by now or something. But anyway, it's definitely my favorite meal of the day.
I mean, no, I like breakfast foods, like, you know, waking up, going to like a diner or something, like some like my favorite memories.
Yeah.
But like, God, waking up in the morning, ugh.
I now really want to go to breakfast time. Gosh.
Oh heck yeah, dude.
Oh, that place is
Breakfast
so
time.
good.
It's lit.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
pretty
lit.
good.
It is lit, fam.
Breakfast time is Litton family.
Lit and fam. Oh, jeez.
They had some pretty good tea there. I like the tea.
That was the first time you went when you came here. Is that correct, X? I took
Yeah,
you.
I've never been to breakfast time before with that.
Okay, yeah.
Did they have them where you're at?
I don't believe so. Or if they do, I have never been.
I don't remember seeing one over where you were at. There's probably a Bob Evans that's there.
Oh, definitely. Like, Bob Evans and, like, Cracker Barrel are, like, what you're gonna find. Nothing more, nothing less. God, more diamonds? No, I don't want these.
What? Well,
These
share.
garbage diamonds.
Share with the class.
He just throws them into lava.
I want deep slate, and that's all I want.
What a strange. That's strange. How strange.
How strange. Wow. Just what a strange. That's where it ended.
You guys ever watched Hermitcraft?
I have not.
I have.
Dude, Hermitcraft has like seared into my brain that like diamonds best, because they have like, I don't know. Do you even know what it is, Brandon?
Some streamer some YouTuber.
It is actually, it's like a collection of YouTubers.
Oh, I did not
they
know
all
that.
play on a multiplayer server together. Hermitcraft is like the name of the server.
Okay.
And so they usually, I mean, they always have like some sort of economy set, but they just use diamonds, you know.
Okay.
So they buy and sell. They set up shops and stuff like that, and they just use diamonds. Wow, look at your roof.
Yeah,
That
it's
looks
coming
nice.
along.
It's looked so bad for so long.
Wow.
But now it looks good.
Acacia spears.
Well, I didn't say anything because I was like, you know, it didn't even really stand out that much to me to where I would be like, hey, Brandon, you got a trash roof there. But now it looks great.
Did someone hear some kind of oh no, man, it must have been the song I was listening to. It was like all of a sudden I heard this robotics sound. It was like Patient Spears or something. I'm like, what the heck am I hearing?
Patient spears.
I don't even know if that's what it said. That's what I heard. And I was confused.
Look at my, I don't know.
It's
I don't know
coming.
about this.
It's coming along well.
Well, but is it?
It's a lot better than mine.
It's just a square house. It's a square house. Yours has these nice little I don't even know what that. It's some part of the crate mod. That stone that you've used on the bottom. That's nice. A little decorative.
It's actually technically just cobblestone.
Yep.
That's not cobblestone.
It is cobblestone.
It's a cobblestone.
Brandon, I know what cobblestone looks like. I've been playing Minecraft since before you were born.
Oh my god! I didn't know you're that old. Wow.
Somehow I got like the pre-alpha. That is not cobblestone.
It is cobblestone. That's not mine, actually.
It's chipped cobblestone.
That's
Yeah.
Axeman's. I thought.
Okay. And it's okay, but it's from the mod. I just fell and hurt myself.
Well, yeah, that definitely is not cobblestone. But I was saying, I thought you were talking about my
Oh,
creation.
good.
Like,
Good. The camera was on me when I lost my
Yep.
when I fell and lost
Yep.
half my health. Everyone's gonna know I'm a fake gamer now.
what? What?
Can't even run through Minecraft without taking damage.
My only response is white lipstick on my white lipstick on my red lipstick on my Valentino white bag. Is the only way I can respond to what you said.
Well, I'm sleeping now, so that'll be fun to watch. Do you want to sleep in your bed?
And then we can skip the night together.
I'll just return to my screen. Yes, I'll do that.
Listen, I'm deep in the bowels of the earth. I can't sleep.
Oh my gosh, sounds so epic. If only I was able to show that as well, then I could have like 3 screens. Earth bowels. I feel things, and they're not positive when I hear that.
It makes me feel unsafe.
I feel unsafe.
Earth bowels. This
Mom,
is
pick me up.
nonsense.
I mean, if you think about it, like an earthquake is basically the world farting.
Is it? Is it the earth farting? I thought
Yeah.
it was like vibrating.
I mean, that's what a fart is if you think about it.
It's a vibration.
I guess you're right. The earthquakes happen when like plates move against and scrape against each other, which is, you know, plates, cheeks,
Cheeks!
pretty similar.
Yeah.
Cheeks!
I just don't know that like you're not expelling air, or the Earth's not expelling air. I don't think with earthquakes.
Cheeks.
Just saying cheeks over and over.
All you're gonna say.
I don't know. I'm just thinking if there's an earthquake, you could also say the vibes are off. Because vibrations. Thank you, I'm here all night.
The
Oh, boy.
earthquakes doing a vibe check to us.
To us.
Vibe check.
Whatever can be shaken will be shaken. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, that's how that went down in my head.
Yep,
wonder-
this is a conversation that 3 men are having right now.
Yep. Oh gosh.
About Earth farts.
Earth farts. Yes.
Axeman, I mean, you're all snarky, but you started it. You're the
I
one
did,
to
you know,
blame.
I started it up. I didn't know if it was gonna keep going, but
But here we are.
here we are.
Earth farts. How about them?
Here we are, cheek deep in Earth fart jokes.
Cheek deep in Earth fart jokes. Ah. Oh gosh.
This is the true darkness within me.
This is the shadow.
Well, this is the shadow. Oh, God. Oh. Anyways, welcome to Thought Raid. This is what you signed up for, right?
A show where we take on jokes and find better ways of
Laughing about them.
or worse ways of laughing at. I don't know.
I don't know.
Worse ways of telling them. Certainly more disturbing.
Yes.
Yes. Dude, I don't know how to do crate mod.
No?
Everyone wants me to do crate mod, but I just don't know.
I don't really know either. I'm gonna have to learn with you.
You need a lot of andesite.
That's definitely an important component. That's kind of where it starts. Andesite. And I am not joking. I am being serious.
I believe you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad we've established that.
Oh no. I reached a stack limit, 640.
Oh,
No. Of what? Of deep slate?
Yeah,
well, now it's time to increase it.
yeah.
Gotta go higher.
Either that or go to prison.
Honestly, I didn't know it had an end.
We can make it have almost no end, technically.
Yeah, I think I think it can go up to 999 million before the Actually, and the developer
Welcome
said
back,
that you
Zap,
could-
just in time.
You can go even higher, except he doesn't guarantee the stability if you do. So, so Zap, we're increasing the limit to 999 million per stack, and we're going to mine until we die. Until we die.
Until we die.
Yep.
That's very specific, yes, until we're dead.
My shadow is that I want to trigger people like Zap.
I am now supporting the death penalty. Oof. Oh, God. I need to get some bamboo up in here.
I don't know. Would that technically be a dark side of someone? Just like purposely messing with someone, pushing their buttons? I don't know about that.
It kind of depends. Okay, because I feel like there's a level of like teasing where if you know that the person, it can. How do I want to say? It's like if you know that you're not really hurting someone's feelings when you're teasing them, you know, and you have that like that itch to tease them. I don't think that's a problem. But there's some people that like go really far. You know, it's like no matter. There are some people that say things like, they say really hurtful things, and then when the other person's like, dude, that hurt my feelings, they're just like, "Ah, it's just a joke. You can't take a joke."
Oh, yeah,
You
that's
know, it's like
manipulative.
Yeah.
people that mask how they really feel in joke form.
Yeah, that could be toxic.
And that can be, you know, that drive to do that. I think that could be part of the shadow, part of the like the stuff, you know, just because honestly, like I don't know, sometimes I get the urge to be just straight up mean, you know, to people, not teasing in a fun way, but just mean.
I feel like throwing down today. Yeah, no, I feel that. There's times where I want to give in to that so bad, but I know that's not good for me or other people.
I mean, I don't care who you are. I'm gonna bust your balls no matter what. But I mean, that's just who I am, though. You know, it's all done out of love. And if someone really isn't like in the mood for it, or they're like, no, not today, or just like stop it, then I'm good. I'm gonna stop. But you're not getting away no matter what.
But but what you just described, that's more wholesome. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta tease people, and if it's making them upset, you'll pull back, you'll stop, that kind of a thing. But there are people that like they just don't care, like they're just going to. Honestly, it gets to the point of just bullying people in the name of and calling it joking.
In the name of joking.
Yeah.
In the name of Marshall.
Marshall.
Sorry, that's an obscure joke. That
okay.
There is a and now I'm trying to remember where it came from.
It's the archaic word for joking.
No.
The ancient.
I'm just marshalling around. Don't worry about it.
There was a oh god, I don't remember where I heard it from.
Best watch yourself, you may get marshaled.
Now this is gonna haunt me. Also, Zap has apparently fine-tuned himself to absolutely hate alarms, so he wakes up every morning no matter what. Which is interesting.
I have like fine-tuned myself to actually absolutely hate alarms, so I wake up every morning no matter what. It's like everything about me and show and how to make me annoyed. Well, Zap, in actual sincerity, if you like really, I don't know, if we ever do anything that actually hurts your feelings, tell us and we'll stop. But if you're just like being annoyed and we're just joking around and having a good time, like, it's a sign of affection, kind of like what Axe was saying. So the more information that you can give us on what annoys you, I wouldn't say no to more information like that.
Ain't string. What?
Yep.
And in response, we go to Brandon. Brandon, I need string.
And now back to Brandon. String!
It's like that thing on Family Guy. And now to Artie the Weatherman. Artie, it's gonna rain!
It's gonna rain! Oh, Zap, you hate it when people compliment you? Oh, that's very unique and odd, and I don't believe you.
Wow, what a lovely face you have today, Zap.
It really pushes my button. I'm curious, Zap. What's that? Your profile thing. Where is that from? Is like that's a meme, right? Would you lie to me? I mean,
It's believable.
to get compliments. It's like I'm watching my parents' dog for the week, and he kind of lies to us every day. And like one of us will get up earlier than the other and feed him, and he'll act like he hasn't been fed yet.
In other news, you are his dog, and you're lying.
Undertale. I love that game. I don't remember this character though.
It's memeish. I have not played Undertale yet.
Dude.
It's pretty good, actually.
I heard, like I kept hearing before I played it, I kept hearing people say, this is a really good game, you need to play it. It's a really good game, you need to play it. It's a really good game, you need to play it. And I was like, okay, fine. And I played it, knowing it was going to be a good game. And then I was like, whoa, this is a good game.
It's a really good game.
Oh gosh.
Tem Shop.
Are you talking about Temtem? Like you talking about the game Temtem?
No, he's talking about Temmie, and she's a character in Undertale.
I was gonna say.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure. Maybe not, because I don't recognize. I just looked up some Google stuff. I don't recognize Temmie.
I need some dark oak wood in my life.
Like honestly, everything I could do to to like just beat the game. I don't know, for some reason I had a really hard time with some of the later game fights, especially the hello. Walk inside my house and Axe is like halfway up my ladder, just staring me in the face.
Oh gosh.
Halfway through the floor.
What? No. What?
I missed that moment. Dang it.
Is a lantern in the lantern puzzle? You can go there. I do want to like replay it. There's a part of me that wants to play Pacifist all the way, but I don't know if I could actually do that. I feel like
It's not that difficult.
it's not. You still level up when you play Pacifist playthrough?
I mean, yeah.
You do.
I think so. I don't actually remember that much because it's been a hot second. But that was actually my first run through of the game because like a buddy of mine was like, "Yeah, you gotta play it. Like, oh, you should play Pacifist for your first time." I'm like, all right, I won't kill a soul, and I didn't.
No, trust me, Pacifist is barely that difficult.
Yeah.
It says.
If anything, it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
But it was mostly time consuming because my playthrough is because I play a game for my enjoyment, not for others. So like, of course I'm gonna voice every single character I come across in a funny voice, and get my friends in the group chat doing the same thing. So we basically just have a bunch of people voicing the entire game for us.
Sounds like a good time.
Genocidal.
Yeah, it is.
A genocidal run is the run where like the game just ceases to allow you to play it after you finish it. Yeah, I never actually did a genocidal all the way through. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure genocidal run is the run where like the game is like, nope, you can't play anymore.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I remember hearing something about that, but I haven't played Undertale, so I couldn't tell you. But Zap says playing genocidal is literally torture, though.
It's worse than Pacifist. I kind of like did a combination. There was like some enemies that I was like, I don't remember the option. I would always choose the option to like, whatever. I didn't kill him. And then there was others that I was like, nah, you're dead. You're dying.
You're dead. You just don't even know it yet.
Yeah, there are a few characters where like I really want to kill that person so bad.
Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah.
The only ambulance I'm calling for you is the wambulance. You're crying all the way to the grave. Anyways.
Before we go through this encounter, what do you want me to tell your parents?
Jeez!
Please write down your next of kin.
Actually, I don't think I actually could make it past Sands. And I guess you're talking about in a genocidal run?
I mean, I don't want to say anything because it would probably spoil the game for you.
Oh boy. I have many things to say about Undertale.
Depending on your choices, you may attack some characters and not attack some characters. That's all I'll say.
I see. Good to know.
One thing I will say about it that isn't a spoiler, but just a testament to like how good it is. There will be like a lot of moments where you think something's going to happen and it happens differently than what you expect. And it happens so often that you start to get used to the idea of like, oh, okay, and you start like thinking that you're catching on, but you won't catch on. It'll keep doing it. It'll keep surprising you, even though you're going to be surprised.
Gosh.
That's what makes it so fun.
The last game that I played that had a very interesting plot grip like thing was Twist, whatever, was Broken Age. I love that one a lot. That was a really good one.
I still haven't played that. I have it. I just haven't played it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. The initial story was interesting enough that I was like, all right, I'll give this a try, and I was glad I did.
Yeah, is it what was I gonna does it have like voice lines or
Yes.
dialogue boxes? Okay.
It has voice lines. I don't remember all the specifics because it's been a hot second since I played it, but
Yo,
yeah.
Zap, the Stanley Parable is another classic.
I guess that's something I'll have to do for one stream, is play these games.
Oh my god, it would be so much fun. The Stanley Parable, classic.
Trying to find furniture options. I'm gonna move my bed out of the basement now that we actually have a bedroom for it. Also, do you have stone from your journeys? Axe?
Oh, I got deep slate.
Oh, well, not quite. I need the cobblestone. Hi.
Hey.
Hey there.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm not worrying about it. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not.
Alright, cool.
Okay, okay, bye. I'll make a to-do list for games for you to play. Okay.
The Stanley Parable. One of my favorite things about that game is the developer added a, I don't know, cheat code or something. Basically, like you enter something in and it changes every single voice line to Stanley.
What?
Stanley. Like just different recordings of this of the narrator saying Stanley. And you know why they did it? It's because someone reviewed the game and they were I think it was like a Steam review. It wasn't like a news outlet. And they were like, it's so annoying the way he says Stanley. So they just like rubbed it in this one particular user's face.
I heard you didn't like Stanley, so I added more Stanley to the Stanley.
Stanley.
Beautiful.
I gotta play the Ultra Deluxe version.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet either.
I know.
I feel like that's where I need to start, because that's now where it's at.
Yeah, it doesn't add too much that takes away from the base game. Just adds a few more options.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like, I don't know, like if there's now that version of it, I feel like I can't just start with the regular version. I need to know every little thing that's available.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan,
Uh-huh.
have you played Deltarune?
I have not. I have not played it.
Okay.
I know it's also good. And
Yeah,
it's
it
free.
Here,
And
zombie.
chapter 2 is free too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't know, maybe I'll play it on the couch of games.
Oh, there you go. Oh god! Oh no! No! How did that? Oh dang it! A creeper got into my house.
Oh.
Because
leave the door.
I
leave the door
don't.
open?
Because I have open windows to be fair, but
Oh.
that's part of the problem.
Then it's your fault.
I'm so sad. I don't want a hole in my house.
Can't sleeper on the creeper.
Sleeper creeper. Gosh.
Pax, do you think that Deltarune is better or
Mechanically, I would say yes. Just because it fixes some of the more annoying parts of the combat system in Undertale.
sure?
I mean, I would still wholeheartedly recommend Undertale because it's a fantastic and fun game to play.
Right, yeah.
But no, it gives a different take to the mechanics and story in general, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Nice.
It's also much longer than Undertale.
Oh, okay. Interesting. It's crazy to me that he released it for free. Both chapters so far are free.
And it's longer than Undertale?
That's what Max said.
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Zap says, "Oh yeah, do you know that there's actually an Xbox-specific version of Undertale that has a hidden casino in Papyrus's fridge?" I didn't know that.
nope.
I've been in Papyrus's fridge though, not on Xbox. But I don't know if I guess I haven't been in the casino.
You've been in his fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
He's got some of that cold spaghetti.
Ooh, cold spaghetti.
I know.
It fills me with determination.
And as an Italian man, I agree.
Oh gosh.
Man, I'm at the difficult part of the build where I actually have to build, you know?
Makes me glad to be an Xbox gamer for once. Okay. I'm thinking today might be more of like a shorter stream because I don't really have. I recognize I don't really have too much inside of me today to share.
Yeah.
Unless you
Well,
have something you want to add to like the topic
Let me
we
just
had.
bestow all of my wisdom in a. I don't have anything else.
Okay. Wow. I was getting excited for that wisdom you're about ready to bestow and then
Nope.
Can I-
Unbestowed.
Can I see my house from your position?
You sure?
Yes.
How bad do you want it?
I just want to see it. What do you mean you're gonna?
Scoot closer. You wanna see it?
Oh,
See it? Oh.
oh.
There it is.
Beautiful. It still took on some characteristics that I typically have for these houses, like that. What do you want to call the little wing thing at the top? I don't know what even.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't want that, or?
Well, I was trying to do something different, but then I realized I made the house bigger than it actually was on the web. So I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna do this now. But I have a house with a roof. Now all I gotta do is furnish it, and then I can actually do something else.
Your brain won't let you move on until it's furnished.
4 days later, 4 streams later, and we're getting ready to move on to actual create mod stuff.
Yeah, and we still haven't done really much with farming, which we will need.
I know.
Which I mean, I know that create mod, there's stuff that you can do with create mod to farm and make it automatic farms and stuff like that, which would be great. But I don't know how to use it, and it's hard for me to learn as we're talking about the shadow.
Yeah. So
it's all I can do to build this square.
I know it's a lot harder when you're trying to talk about things and build things at the same time. A lot harder. Yeah. But no, I think that I'm excited. So we're gonna say that I'm excited. I'm excited. We got the roof. We talked about shadow. I wish I could just throw up a JPEG of Shadow the Hedgehog. Just have him go right past.
I'm the ultimate life form.
Yes. Yes. But
You can tell because I have roller skater shoes.
Ooh! Well, yeah, I definitely... Cool. I've got everything in me out. I'm done. For today.
Nice.
Alright, so let me pull this over here.
We're just gonna sink into the water.
Bye. I'll have it go over to you as you sink into the water. There we go.
I've sunk.
Oh, you sank.
Yep.
You have past tense sink. You have sank. You have sunk.
Sancted.
Oh. Alright, well, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed the stream, make sure to like it and hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification button so that you can know when we go live again tomorrow. I think we're going to be playing Sea of Thieves tomorrow because it's community night for Sea of Thieves. So we're probably going to be doing that. So if you have interest in that, zap, you'll definitely want to be there when we go live tomorrow at our usual time. And of course, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, make sure to hit the follow button because it's a little bit different there than it is on YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna stop this music, make that go quiet for me. All right. Well, I'll go buy a new backpack to carry you all in. Thank you. I appreciate that. Anyways, with that said, we broadcast every week, Monday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be live again tomorrow at 7. We'll definitely want to see you guys there. You have a good night. Thanks for joining us, Zap.
away from where I've been. He says, I see a potential. I see a potential in my eyes. I see a potential. I never lost sight of the reason why you're alive. You're alive. You're alive. We sing Jesus.